The international face of technology from the legendary television programme Gadget Man. But I speak to you now with a new thirst in my throat, and that thirst can only be quenched by travel.
Although I essentially view holidays as a time-hungry absurdity, even I can dream of cheerier places than Britain. Well, I'm turning these dreams into a televisual coup by journeying to some of the most exotic...
I came here for a party in the sky.
...and crucially, nearby destinations available at time of recording.
So we're basically guinea pigs.
Each week, I'll selflessly show you, with brutal efficiency, how to enjoy one weekend away with the smallest outlay of coin and effort.
Oh!
Welcome to Travel Man.
I am very impressed.
Yeah, this is dynamite.
This time, 48 hours amidst the wild and wanton scenery of Iceland. And because she had nothing else on, I'm joined by actress Jessica Hines.
I can feel the volcano vibrational energy.
Can't feel it.
With whom I will take to the skies.
This seems a steep descent.
Chase elusive wildlife.
That will be a moment that you will never forget.
And consume inedible food.
Both those things are awful.
As we reveal how to get in and out of Iceland as efficiently as possible while allowing brief pockets of enjoyment.
We're here, but should we have come?
Iceland can be reached from Britain by getting a train to Denmark and then a 2-day ferry crossing, or by cruise ship. Or regular saps like us can get there on an aircraft, like this aircraft.
I'm so excited.
About going to Iceland?
Yes.
Have you been before?
Never. No.
3 hours isn't classed as long haul, but it's an eternity if you're forced to sit next to someone with my conversational skill set. So Jessica politely pretends to brush up on her Icelandic.
Hvert vandamálið?
Yeah. What's the matter?
Hvert vandamálið?
I'm lonely. That's what's the matter with me. I'm very lonely.
With feet now on Scandinavian soil, Jessica and I can begin to extract full value from this not-that-icy land.
So have you got a body in there? What's it?
Oh, Dave, this is my toothbrush. I've got a very powerful pneumatic toothbrush
Oh, good.
that keeps my teeth this level of perfection.
Excellent. So, why have you brought us to Iceland?
Well, let me tell you now.
Firstly, for the time poor or readily bored, Iceland condenses a lot of amazing scenery into a relatively small area. Secondly, for those with one or both eyes on fiscal stricture, it's much more affordable than it used to be. In fact, if you enjoy nothing but the cost-free Icelandic scenery, you could spend less than £200 each on your weekend away.
Now, Jessica, I have to look out of the window when I'm in a car, which can give off the impression of being extremely imperious, but it is better than me vomiting on you. So I'm going to maintain a somewhat aloof gaze out into the middle distance.
I appreciate that.
But I'm going to ask you, what are your first impressions of Iceland?
It's not very built up.
It's not built up. I'd say there are very few high-rises thus far.
It just seems to be nature everywhere.
We want to maximise our exposure to Icelandic scenery, so we're staying out of town, in a hotel where said scenery will be clearly visible through the massive windows. The Hotel Ion was originally built as accommodation for workers at the nearby geothermal power station, which heats the hotel and 90% of Reykjavik.
Jessica, I can't get misty-eyed. Our time is short. I've delivered what you've asked for, which is a modern hotel, 45 minutes from the city in a post-apocalyptic setting. Happy?
Very happy, Richard, yes. Have I got time to put my boots on?
You have 3 minutes. Good. Do you feel settled in?
Yeah, the room's beautiful, amazing view. There's a spa here.
Well, I don't like this talk of being settled in, because I equate that idiomatically with boredom. Let's explore. It's not just about fun.
Much as I'd like to stay inside among the minimalism, muted tones and complimentary Wi-Fi, it seems appropriate to take in a bit of the outside.
Well, you'd be accurate in describing this as cold.
It's brisk.
It's pretty bracing.
In spite of the cold, people come to Iceland to experience the aggressive and stunning landscapes. And while you can do this via dog sled or snowmobile, most choose a bus tour. The most popular tour is of the Golden Circle, a round trip of some of Iceland's most spectacular natural features. But that takes up to 8 hours.
So I've got a better idea. Look.
For a mere 10 times the price of a sluggish coach, we jointly commend you to charter a copter. By taking to the skies, we can complete the Golden Circle tour in just 1 hour, 7 hours quicker than the bus.
Oh. Imagine we could just be going along at a sedate pace, not encountering the frankly valuable lesson that life can end at any moment.
Our first stop on the Golden Circle tour is the home of Iceland's most famous water features, the geysers.
Jeff, should we go and check out this geyser that everyone's going on about?
Yes.
Okay, let's vacate the copter.
These geysers are liquidy illustrations of Iceland's active landscape and have been spewing out magma-heated water here for 10,000 years.
We're here, Jess, at the biggest geyser in Iceland.
At the diamond geyser.
The Ray Winstone, if you will, of Iceland.
Wow, I better get my camera out.
Well, I don't think it's going to go off anytime soon. It last erupted 70 foot high in the air in 2000 when D Ream were at their height.
Things can only get better.
Yeah.
Well, they didn't.
No.
Unfortunately, they got a lot worse.
We did get brine cots out of it, so swings and roundabouts. I'm going to take you to the second biggest geyser, the Danny Dyer, if you will, and that erupts every 3 minutes, much like Danny Dyer. Only joking, he's just an actor. He's not like that. He's in control.
Wow.
That's Strocca for you.
Strocca.
Regular as you like. I imagine that you'll be wanting to document this with a picture of yourself, with that in the background. That's what you...
Well, the memory of it's certainly not going to be enough.
It's not sufficient. We
No
must
way.
document it. I'm going to gift you now
Yeah.
the M-Pod.
Goes around your smartphone, thus you can attach that to any object, a bench, a branch, and so on. And also the Halo remote.
How does it work, Richard?
Well, that's already clipped in.
Yeah.
You clip that to
Sure.
a tripod or something else,
Yeah.
and then you navigate
Click
using
on that.
this
Okay.
remote.
Do you think I could just perch it somewhere on you if I just...
Clip it on.
Perfect.
Okay. Oh, look. It's swelling.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go. Bang! I hope you didn't blow it.
With 3 minutes wasted on frippery, we must return to the pterocopter and continue on our so-called way.
We are journeying through a valley where the North American and Eurasian tectonic plates are tearing the world apart, and that is straight from Wikipedia.
They're moving towards each other, or kind of, they're about to collide.
All I remember is that in geography, that's where you did extra special shading.
Moving 2.5 centimetres a year is a rollicking romp in geological terms. Another Golden Circle tour stop checked off without even touching the ground. But I demand yet more speed.
Wow, look at that. That's a whole heap of falling water.
Gorgeous.
We are ending the Golden Circle tour here at Gullfoss, a waterfall with a 32-metre drop over its 2 steps, fed by Iceland's second biggest glacier.
This seems a steep descent. This seems too steep.
Well, here we are.
What a view.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Look at those saps on the other side, all in a big line, ostensibly closer to it.
With a better view.
On the face of it, looks like that. But not only can we see that, we can also see them and the car parking facility and the visitor centre.
Sure.
And we have the added bonus of no protective barrier, so it keeps it alive and jangly.
Now I'm really glad
You're
that
pleased we were in
I
a
am.
copter. It would have been weird not to have travelled by helicopter. Why doesn't everyone do it?
What do you feel, Richard? Do you feel...
I feel pretty cold, that's what I feel.
Yeah.
It's a cracking display of nature.
Yeah. Words like vitality,
Ah.
vivacity, water, those sorts of words certainly are...
And I'm thinking of words like inside, heating, tea.
Travelling in a copter has enabled us to drink in the Golden Circle experience while saving ourselves 7 hours of valuable Icelandic daylight. A tour de force in time-trimming travel.
Shall we,
Should we go?
yeah, we don't have too much fun.
My nose is so cold.
It's gonna
I
come
can't
off.
feel it.
I'm gonna...
Golden Circle successfully circumnavigated, our 2 separate minds turned to food. Eating on holiday is a miasma of uncertainty, but Jessica insists on booking an authentically Icelandic dinner.
Hi.
This is hauka,
Hauka.
yes, and this is brennivín, but also known as Black Death.
Halka, or Greenland shark, is poisonous when fresh owing to high levels of uric acid. But by simply leaving it to decay and hanging it out to ferment for a few months, it becomes technically edible.
Why?
I'm not really sure.
No, it's just fine. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. But you won't eat this, will you?
No, I don't like it.
No.
Thank you.
That's a good sign. Both those things are awful. Those are 2 awful things here. Good grief.
It was like a jelly cube of ammonia.
And this is made from mashed potato.
I quite like this.
I wish this was made back into mashed potato
This I don't mind.
so I could frickin' eat something.
It's certain that neither Jessica nor I will ever chow down on rotten shark again.
I'm not paying.
Thank you. Bye, Björk.
But it's another time-efficient cultural experience that we can pretend was important for some reason. Next, we need to make full use of Iceland's winter darkness and head out on a quest to witness the wonder of the Northern Lights, a monumental natural light display caused by the collisions of the solar wind and our planet's magnetic field and atmosphere.
Jessica, we're here beneath the majesty that is the night sky.
Oh, I just saw a shooting star.
No.
I did.
Sure it wasn't a plane?
It was definitely a shooting star.
Okay. That's a bright one up there.
I see you getting a bit technical there.
Yeah. I
You
tell
obviously
you
got
what,
some star knowledge.
all of these billions of stars of no use to us. They're rubbish. There's nothing on them. It makes you think how great we are.
While we wait for nature to reveal his or herself, here's what's coming up in our final 24 hours in Iceland. Jessica and I rock up to elf school,
Within the elf community, do they have healthcare?
go whale watching,
I'm happy not to see a whale.
and experience another of Iceland's geothermic wonders.
It's like a bunch of white people drowning in milk.
I'm valiantly compressing an Icelandic holiday into 48 hours with actress Jessica Hines. You rejoin us now during a so far so fruitless pursuit of the celestial shindig that is the Northern Lights.
We've packed it in though, haven't we?
Yeah, like a tin of sardines.
Yeah. Like a tin of rotting sardines. Fermenting nicely. No sign of the Northern Lights yet. But of course the camera can sometimes see things that the naked eye doesn't. So we may be having this experience, but our retina are letting us down.
As if planned in advance, the time-lapse I set up was experiencing the spectacle on our behalves. The machines have beaten us once more. It's like Terminator all over again.
In a sense, I feel like I've been cheated by nature.
Now we have recorded evidence that something actually happened, we can go to bed. After a short and troubled sleep, rosy-fingered dawn slaps us awake again.
Jessica, we've had an Icelandic blast.
Yes, we have.
I think it's been relatively comprehensive, but we have not, as yet, drunk in any folklore or culture.
Well, we could go and visit the Hand Knitting Association of Iceland and make an authentic lupapeisa jumper.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit Route 1.
We could, if we were going to go off-piste culturally,
Yeah.
go to Bad Taste Records,
Yeah.
which is the home of the Smikkelesa record label,
Yes.
which is
Yeah.
rare. Do you think they will laugh if they weren't
Yeah,
laughing at my joke?
I think they're slightly mocking at the unnecessary increase in volume when you go into Icelandic. It's incredible. Yeah, I mean, they've just walked out in absolute fury at the desecration of their mother tongue. But continue.
And this record shop, the home of the Smikkelesa
Yes.
record label,
Yeah.
who discovered sugar cubes,
Yes.
and therefore Bjork,
Sure.
and also Sigur Rós. So that's his culture of a tasty kind.
I
Are
don't
you into
want to
that?
do those things.
Okay.
Do you know what I want to do?
What do you want to do,
I want to
Rich?
go to elf school.
Welcome to the elf school.
54% of Icelanders believe in elves, and 90% are open to the idea. To my disappointment, this educational establishment did not teach Will Ferrell his craft, but it does teach visitors to the island about these made-up creatures. Our teacher Magnus is one of Iceland's foremost experts on these non-beings.
I've met nearly 900 Icelanders that have seen elves. The smallest one is 5 or 8 centimeters, which is flower elves. The biggest one is about 70 or 80 centimeters tall, which is house elves.
Within the elf community, is there a lot of discord? Do they have a criminal justice system, healthcare?
Yes, they seem to have, because there are elf doctors.
For the next 30 minutes, Magnus regales us with fantastical facts on elves in Iceland. But now it's time for Jess and I to go head-to-head in the final exam to see who will take home that all-important elf diploma certificate. And if there's one thing I must return to the airport with, it's this Pyrrhic victory.
What was the name of the elf king in the North Iceland?
King Theodotus.
King Þórhallur II one.
That was quite close, wasn't it?
Yeah.
What is the size of an elf?
Well, flowers.
The
Centimetres.
nature
there's-
ones are 10 centimetres.
And then there's also house elves.
House
at
elves who are 70 to 80
centimetres.
Yes, you have obviously done your homework in the school.
I feel you're slightly just riding my jet stream there, Jessica.
Where
I'm
are
disappointed.
most believe in elves in the Western countries outside Iceland?
Canada, America.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Ireland.
Yes.
Bam, as Kanye would say. Bam.
And where in the world is normally elves has a similar belief as in Iceland?
Aborigines.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming to the school.
I'm sorry it turned nasty there, Jessica. I just really wanted to win.
I hope you learned something.
I did not. Mixed feelings about that. Where do you stand on elves now?
No, I'm not standing on any elves
Right,
because
yeah.
they don't exist.
That's fighting talk. And I'm pleased you didn't raise that with Magnus in there, because he was a big guy.
So having experientially conquered folklore, it's time to go on a day trip, but in much less time than a day. 25% of tourists visiting Iceland go whale watching, so as cold-hearted analysts of the travel experience, it is our duty to see what the fuss is about.
I'm happy not to see a whale.
You may pretend, but inside,
Really?
that will be a moment that you will never forget.
Really?
You're not going to be standing there going, what's the point?
Just wait.
I don't believe you.
I may even yawn.
Connoisseurs of the deep claim there are 23 different species of whale beneath us. Blue, killer, sperm, and a whole bunch of other customers. So I'm hoping to wrap this shiz up pronto. 40 minutes in, we spot movement among the waves.
Whale!
Dolphins.
Saw it.
Dolphins.
Dolphin.
Look at the dolphins.
Oh, look, wow, that's pretty good. That was good.
They're beautiful.
Look.
This one's coming towards us.
Yeah, this one's pretty angry.
You cannot disguise your
That's pretty good.
thrill.
No, the tears are from the wind.
They may not be the whales we were seeking, but they are still water-based mammals, and thus I'm marking it as a victory in my embossed achievement diary. As the end of our trip draws near, we must assess the merits of Iceland as a destination and break down the temporal and financial expenditure. And to do this, we must retire to an attraction some might consider relaxing. This is the Blue Lagoon, a geothermically heated pool and spa. The cloudy water is coloured by natural silica and minerals that have risen from 2 kilometres beneath the earth.
It's like a bunch of white people drowning in milk.
Can't wait to get in there.
Really?
Yeah, I can feel it. I can feel the volcano vibrational energy.
Can't feel it.
I can.
No,
I can.
you can't.
It's very good for skin conditions, so I think there's probably a lot of people in here with eczema.
Yeah, that's an inviting prospect, to share a milky pond with a bunch of dead skin flakes.
And we're going to be part of it.
OK, well, you've got 2 minutes to change and 10 minutes to relax. Report back. I'm going to get into my sports shorts.
Okay.
Happy now?
Very happy.
You're enjoying this, are you?
This is the only place this happens in the world.
Yeah.
Geothermal, seawater coming up, healing us all.
I don't enjoy communal showers, being confronted with a whole wall of penis. It's very difficult to narrow down the richness of this holiday to a few highlights. But if you had to, what would they be?
This has probably been the highlight.
This is it. Something that any amateur rugby team takes for granted every weekend has been your highlight.
What was your favourite bit, Richard?
I did like the breakfast buffet, that was good.
Fish was incredible, all the fresh
complimentary.
fish.
There must have been something more than the breakfast, but I'm really struggling.
The quibbling must cease. We have not come here to enjoy ourselves. We must assess Iceland. And while you can weekend here for a frugal 186 quid, we've spent a profligate 937 each. But that does include a whopping 5 large on the copter. It's been a heady mix of explosive landscapes,
I hope you didn't blow it.
rotten meals,
Both those things are awful.
and fantastic nonsense.
I hope you learned something.
I did not.
But overall, this has been a time-efficient triumph. And in the advisory capacity we're for some reason claiming to adopt, we're pronouncing Iceland a must-do 2-day destination, or MDTDD for short. Who knows, maybe it'll become a catchphrase.
Jessica, time to get in the Jeep.
Next time, a whirlwind weekend in Marrakesh with actor Stephen Mangan.
I eat the brain, you eat the eye.
That's not how it works.
It is.
Tensions are stretched to breaking point and they're only 1 week in. The Island with Bear Grylls continues this week. The boys on Wednesday, the girls on Thursday, both at 9. The valleys are alive with the sound of unemployment next. They're back for a new series. It's Skint.